ايوه 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 ايوه. لا ميوت اول. لا ميوت اول. ما هي خلاص. لا ماشي. ايوه بوز. حاول participants. مش فاهم. بوز بس كده. Good morning, my dear students. Today's lesson is about words describing nouns. Words describing nouns. What are the words that describe nouns? Adjectives. So when I ask you, what do you know about the word adjective? The word adjective means words that describe a noun. Like when you say big, this is an adjective. You can say small. You can say short. You can say tall. You can say fast. So all these words, we call them adjectives. We call them adjectives. So these words describe nouns. What do you mean by the word noun when I say cat, man, door, teacher? So I can say big cat, can say small door, tall teacher, short man. This is what we mean by the word adjective. Now let's go to the next point. But today's lesson, we have two kinds of adjectives. Two groups of adjectives. Number one, we call it standard adjectives, strong adjective. Standard sometimes we call it base adjectives. Can say soft adjectives, limited, gradable adjectives. The other group we call it strong adjectives, strong, ungradable, unlimited. Anyway, like these words, you can describe yourself. You can say, I feel happy. I am happy. Sometimes you can say, I am delighted. The two words have the same meaning, but one of them is standard adjective. The other one, delighted, means it's a strong adjective. So this group of adjectives come after the adverb very, extremely, a bit, or quite. So you can say, I'm very angry. I am extremely angry. I am a bit angry. I am quite angry, and so on. Happy, delighted. But when I use the word delighted, I say I am absolutely delighted. I am utterly delighted. I'm completely delighted. So you have to know the difference between this group: happy, delighted, angry, furious, cold, freezing, full, stuffed. Full, stuffed, tired, exhausted, small, tiny, big, enormous. Let's study all these words separately. When I ask you, how can you describe this person? Describe him. I think this person is happy. Happy is standard adjective. Standard adjective. So we use very or ex. Sorry. You can say very or extremely. So this person, he feels happy. So we can use very or extremely. Why we use very or extremely before happy? Because happy is standard adjective. You can say base adjective. You can say soft adjective. Anyway, so this person, he feels very happy. Why he feels happy? Because he got high marks after his test. The next one. Yes, we can use the word, we can describe this person using the word delighted. Okay. You can use the word delighted. Delighted, the same like happy. But delighted, as you see, this is a strong adjective. So we use the adverb utterly. Sometimes you can say absolutely. Sometimes you can say completely delighted, absolutely delighted, utterly delighted. But can you say very? No. You can't say very before delighted, because delighted is strong adjective, strong adjective. The next point, when I ask you, describe this person, describe him. This person, I think, he worked hard, so he feels tired. Tired, as we know, it's a standard adjective. So we use the adverb very tired, and never forget extremely tired after his work. So the word tired, this person, he is tired, he feels tired. So we can describe him, use the word very tired. What do you know about the word tired? Tired is adjective, and it's a standard adjective. How can you call it? You can say soft adjective, you can say base adjective, and so on. Right. Can you Do you know any other word that means tired but strong? Strong? Let's see this one. So we can describe this person using the word exhausted. This person is exhausted. But how can we describe exhausted? We use the word exhausted. We can use utterly exhausted. Can we use the word very? Of course not. Why? Because very come before the word tired. Because tired base adjective, standard adjective. So this person, he feels, I can say he is utterly exhausted. Sometimes you can say absolutely exhausted after his work. So this word, we call it strong adjective, strong adjective. The next point, if you look at this person, how can you describe him? All of us, me, you, anyone, it's a common adjective. Common. Do you know the word common? You can say familiar. You can say standard. Adjective. Also, this person, of course, he is not tired, he is not happy, so he feels, yes, good, angry. This person, angry, is common adjective, standard adjective, so we can use very or extremely. How can you describe this person using another strong adjective? Can you think what's the strong adjective from angry? Yes. Yes. So this person, he feels good, utterly or absolutely furious. So the word furious, strong adjective, and it means very what? Yes, you can say very angry. This person very angry. Sometimes you can say he is utterly or absolutely furious. The next point. Anyway, this person, how can you describe this girl or this kid? She is or she feels cold. The weather today is very cold. Yes, outside, very or extremely. So never forget, we use very or extremely before a standard adjective. The word cold is a standard adjective. So can you think of what's the strong? So this one, cold, this is standard adjective, so we use very or extremely. So we can't use absolutely or utterly. Wrong, okay? We use only very or extremely. Can say utterly. Anyway, can you think of another word that means cold but strong? Yes. Yes. So we can say this girl, she's feeling utterly or absolutely freezing. So can you say cold in this point? Of course you can't. Why? Because cold come after very, or you can say very or, yes, extremely. This is the point. So until now, we have understood that, we have learned, we have studied that. We have two kinds of adjectives. Number one, standard adjectives and strong adjectives. The standard adjectives come after the word or the adverb very. The strong adjectives come after the word absolutely. In this point, so I can say like the word cold, like the word freezing. Go to the next point. This person, how can we describe this boy? Of course, he is not happy, he is not. Yes, this person, can you say this person happy? Of course not. Do you think he is tired? Of course not. Do you think he's angry? Huh? Of course not. So how can we describe him? This person, he feels very or extremely scared. Very or extremely scared. Scared. Scared is the standard adjectives. So how can, what's the other word we can use to describe it? We can use the word utterly or absolutely before the word frightened. So the word frightened means scared, but scared come after the adverb. Very frightened come after utterly or absolutely. Absolutely or utterly frightened, it's a strong adjective. The next point, this, yes, can you see this photo or this picture? Of course, all of us know this building. This building is very old, ancient. It was built in Egypt thousands of years ago. So the pyramids are very, you can say, very or extremely big. By the way, you can say very or extremely old. Okay? This is the standard adjectives. How can we describe very or extremely? Can I say utterly? Of course not. Can I say absolutely? Wait. Wrong. How can we describe the pyramids? You can say the pyramids are utterly or absolutely enormous. So the word enormous means very big. This is a strong adjective. Of course, I said to you the pyramids were very old. Here you can say the word ancient. Ancient means the same like old, but say very old. In this point, with this adjective, we can say utterly or absolutely ancient. Ancient means very old, very old. The next point, what can you see? This is an insect. How can you describe it? How can you describe? Do you think it's tall? Do you think it's big? Do you think it's happy? Do you think it's short? Of course, you can't use any one of these. So how can you describe it? This insect is very or extremely small. I can hardly see it, so I can't see it clearly. The word small is an adjective, but what kind of adjective is it? Standard adjective. So we use very or extremely. So what's the other word? The strong adjective from the word small. Let's check your answer. Yes. This insect is utterly or absolutely tiny. So tiny means very small. But this one is strong adjective, but this one we call it standard adjective. Go to the next point, the next one. This boy, I think this boy, he has eaten a lot. So look here, he feels very or extremely full. So he doesn't need to eat. This person is full. He has eaten a lot. So he feels full. The word full follow the adverb very or extremely. Why? Because it's a standard adjective. Can you think of the strong adjective from the word full? From the word full, we can use what? Yes, think. Yes, good. We can use this person, the same boy, he is utterly or absolutely stuffed. So the word stuffed means full, but full come after the adverb very, but stuffed come after utterly or absolutely. This one is a standard adjective, but this adjective, we call it strong one, strong one. And if you look here, I have prepared this list. So these are the most famous adjectives. On the left, these are the standard adjectives. This one, we call it the strong adjective. Before these, we can use very, we can use extremely. Can say very angry, very big, very clean, extremely crowded, extremely dirty, and so on, extremely good. Every one of these standard adjectives has another strong adjective. Angry, but can I say very furious? Of course not. In this group, you have to say absolutely or utterly. Absolutely huge, absolutely spotless, absolutely packed. These are the strong adjectives, and so on. Bad, terrible, nice, lovely, funny, and so on. So you have to discuss, you have to study these words, these adjectives at home, study them. It can be helpful for you, can be useful for you. So the one on the left, we call this standard, but these ones are strong, standard. This, we call them strong adjectives, and so on. And now you have learned, you have studied that. Before this, we can use the word very, but before this, we can use the word absolutely. So when you describe yourself, you can say, this book is very nice, and it's absolutely lovely. If you please, you can check this website. You will find good information for you about this lesson. I gave you the word, the wrong word, and the right answer. Your sister is very beautiful. So in this point, how can we describe the word beautiful? Absolutely, yes. Your sister is absolutely awful, stunning. So the word stunning, the strong adjective from the word beautiful. So look here, very beautiful. But in this one, you can say absolutely stunning, means very beautiful. The next one. If you describe a film or movie, you can say it's very good, very good. And you can say absolutely smashing, absolutely smashing, absolutely smashing. So this one is a standard. But this one or these ones are strong adjectives. Describe someone, you say it's very funny. Sometimes you can say absolutely hilarious. Very ugly, you can say absolutely hideous. And so on. You can say very dirty, you can say absolutely filthy. You can say afraid, I'm really afraid, of course. You can say really in place of very. They are the same. In this point, you can say absolutely, terrified, terrified, and so on. You can discuss, you can study this at home. So from this point, we have learned that, we have studied that, we have two kinds of adjectives. Number one, standard. Number two, strong adjective. The standard come after very, really, very, and so on. The strong come after absolutely. You can open your book. If you open your book, this is your book, page number 46. 46. You can study about what I mean by strong adjectives and standard adjectives. Look at your book page, if you please. Open your box. Open your box on this page. And you can learn how can we use very, extremely, absolutely, or utterly before strong or standard adjectives. This is the practice from your book. All these words, look at this: angry, scared, small, big, bad, silly, interesting, tasty, unpleasant, important. All these adjectives are, yes, standard adjective. Standard adjectives. How can we use this? Man is furious. Furious. What does the word furious means? Yes, you can say angry, but use very or extremely before angry. Number two, this adjective, enormous. Do you remember the pyramids? When I say the pyramids were very enormous. So how can you describe enormous? You can say very or extremely big, and so on, very or extremely big. So you have to put in your mind that this group, we use very, very or extremely before these standard adjectives. But we use before furious, enormous, ridiculous, essential, tiny, delicious, and so on. We can use the adverb absolutely. Sometimes we can say utterly, and so on. Now, this exercise, of course, it's done for you. Yes, furious, very or extremely angry, enormous, very extremely big. Ridiculous means very or extremely silly. Essential means very extremely important. Tiny means very or extremely small. Delicious means very extremely tasty. Disgusting means very extremely unpleasant. Awful means very extremely bad. Fascinating means very extremely interesting. Terrified means very or extremely scared. If you please, my dear students, if you please, you have to put in your mind that these ones in green, we call them for the last time standard adjectives, but in black, we call these strong adjectives, and I advise you to use before enormous, before tiny, you have to use the word absolutely. If you please, you have, what's the homework for you? If you open your workbooks, this is your homework, if you please. This is workbook in your workbook this exercise. You have to understand, you have to think extremely angry. Yes, extremely angry. We can say very angry. Angry is standard adjective. Standard adjective. Can you tell me, can you think, what's the strong adjective from the word angry? I'm going to answer this for you. Anyway, we use the word absolutely or utterly furious. Let's check my answer. Maybe I'm not right. Yes, furious. Furious, but I advised you to use the word absolutely furious. Enormous. Inshallah, at home, you have to answer this. This is homework for you. If you please answer this at home. At last, I have to thank you very much. I hope that you have understood my lesson. Till we meet again, inshallah, with Mr. Ayman. Thank you very much. Thank you.